Monk Rush with Boom. This is really not a build you're seeing particularly often in Arena nowadays, and I think that's basically because monks are weaker because of a variety of factors. Uh, one of those being guard towers basically deny monk rushes quite a bit, and also people tend to love doing scouts early on, so that kind of hurts monks a bit as well. Especially this build order, which can't really afford spears so early. But anyway, yeah, we're going to be doing basically 3 TUCs with 2 monasteries. And the idea is to basically mess up a few monks while you get your economy rolling. And then once you can sustain villager production, you go forward, make spearmen or mangonels and push your opponent with that army plus your monks. So we're just going the pretty standard 6 on food, 4 on wood. I might even speed through this because this is a very standard arena Dark Age. So yeah, taking the boar, getting 4 on berries. I usually think about Arena Dark Age as just you just do 4 wood, 4 berries, 4 on 4 on food again, and then 4 on your next wood. So we've got the 4 on berries now, so the next 4 are going to be on our normal food, and in between that we're taking boars and building houses and whatnot. But otherwise the build's very simple to remember. And this is basically the same for nearly all arena builds, pretty much the same, at least to start with. So we can start building farms, but we're going to have 2 more villagers go on the boar. The villagers gone a bit away from the lumber camp, but never mind. Obviously pushing your deer in is a good idea. This build can be a bit difficult in terms of affording everything, so yeah, getting your deer in is definitely a must. So then we've got the extra 4 on food, so we're sending 4 more to wood. And continuing to build farms off a bit. So we've got 8 on wood now, and then I'm going to send 2 to 3 villages on gold. I kind of alternate in this build whether I do 2 or 3. So can't actually remember which I do on this one, but that's just because I'm doing Monk Rush, so you need a bit more golden later on anyway. But you don't have to do that to get to the Castle Age click. And I'm going to do 27 plus 2. Some people would like to do 26 for this build, but I prefer 27. It just means you can afford everything straight away. Of course, I'm doing this with Byzantines. I don't really have an economy bonus as such, so obviously with a strong eco bonus, it's a lot easier. So outside feudal, we got 4 on berries, 4 on each of these lumber camps, 4 farms, about 7 on food, and 3 on gold there. And then once we finish these cheap off, we'll just send, we've even sent 1 more to wood. We'll send some to stragglers, we'll send 1 to each wood line basically. That's how you'd like to do it. And I'm going to do our buildings with some of these villages. Doesn't really matter too much which villages you do your buildings with. If you're a little low on food, you don't want to do it with your food villages, but otherwise it doesn't matter. Yeah, I did one with the gold villager. The rest go on stragglers for the moment. We can afford bit axe straight away. And up to Castle Edge, 29 population. Now we can send let's see, 1 more villager here to wood. This is basically just a matter of working out how many farms you need or whatever, and how many you need on wood. I've got 8 farms rolling in this particular game, so sounds about like the right number if you're looking for a specific number. Yeah, and then of course you need a house, and we're going to need a lot of wood to get all our buildings up, because we're going to try and do 2 TCs and 2 monasteries almost straight away. Might be a bit delayed on some of the buildings. That's because we need quite a few farms just to get sustained villager production. We'll need a few more a bit later as well. I got 5 on gold. So 5 on gold, 13 on wood in total. 8 farms. Actually, I just had a couple away from food, that's why I had so many on wood at the moment. So yeah, we're going to do 2 monasteries with these villages. go. Then we're gonna build a TC. There we go. And we're gonna build a third TC as well once we can afford it. Probably want to do that. In the actual game, I'll probably do that on the gold, but I suspect in this game I might just do it here. And with our monasteries, we just create monks. The way you use them kind of depends on what your opponent's doing. If your opponent doesn't have any military on the map, then you can just go out and gather all the relics. This is definitely what people used to do a lot more on Arena. But since a lot of people do scouts nowadays, you probably just want to camp them at home, grab some of the relics which are closest. But otherwise, yeah, I did do that TC there. Sorry, thinking of two things at once. Yeah, just keep them close to home. You don't want to lose them, basically. You can take on scouts if they're in low numbers, especially once you get Sanctity in, which I recommend doing pretty early, like I'm doing it right now. But yeah, the thing is, you're so much slower than them. I would stay pretty close to your base if you can. I've added more villages to gold from this TC, so I've got 9 up there now. With these TCs, I'm going on to wood and getting more farms up. We need to get to, what is it, 18 farms, more or less. Currently we're on 9. In fact, we're on 7 because, alright, we're at 8 rather, because we had a couple on berries. So I've still got a bit of a food stockpile, and that keeps our villager production up before we have all the farms up. But we're looking to start attacking the opponent in about 20 minutes. If your opponent's doing scouts, you want to get some spearmen as well. And that'll delay your attack slightly, but given they've gone scouts, that delays their economy slightly as well. So you're slightly later with your attack, but they're slightly later with their economy as well, so it doesn't matter too much. So we just continue to mass up monks, getting farms up. In this game I haven't gone for relics specifically because I'm assuming that the opponent's gone for scouts. But even with scouts, once I have this many monks, I'll probably just be able to grab that one, and maybe that one, potentially. Depends if they call them my cave or whatever, a number of factors to consider. Okay, so I've pretty much got all my farms up now. You can see I'm sending a villager out here, and they're going to do a siege workshop. So for a non-eco bonus civ, yeah, about 20 minutes is when you're probably going to have be able to attack. Obviously, since we built up an economy behind this, where this is not an all-in attack by any means, so this is kind of like a rush with economy behind it. So if things go badly, you're obviously in not the greatest position, but you can still fall back on your pretty good economy. So you've got quite a few villages on that gold now. That's because we're going to be needing a few villages on gold for the siege as well. And we're massed about 8 monks now. Started to go for the relics now. By the way, if you're against Aztecs, which the AI happens to be Aztecs in this game, then this rush is much for a scare, because it's really easy to afford eagles. And eagles are great against monks, and spears don't really do much. So yeah, let's go into the barracks a bit after the workshop. If your opponent has a ton of scouts around, you want to do your barracks inside before your workshop. Alright, and then we're opening with a ram, and then we're going to do mangonels after that, and spearmen. My monk micro is absolutely terrible, so that's part of the reason I very rarely do this strategy. But so if it was me, I'd probably stop even making monks from here now, just because I couldn't micro this many very well. And you can just continue with spearmen and siege. And yeah, I think I'm pretty much going to leave the build order here. This is kind of can kind of go in all sorts of directions from here basically. But what I'd probably do is stay with your 3 TCs, and you can either add more military in Castle Age or go to Imperial a bit faster, especially with Byzantines. You might want to go into Imperial quite fast. And then you can do halberdiers if you need them against enemy cavalry, and you can do your monk upgrades. Get some siege going if you need it, and maybe a forward castle. Yeah, all sorts of options. Arbalest even. I mean, you got what, 73 villages at 24 minutes. It's basically a pretty good economy. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there.